Hey there, creepy collectors, how's it going? It's Douglas here at Drawbay Productions, bringing you another Screaming Ghostface Collectors video. And today we have a few new items to add to the collection. Most of these items are newer released pieces, but one item is an older piece. And I guess we'll go ahead and get the older piece out of the way first. So, first up we have this. An original 2010 tagged burlap Scarecrow Ghostface mask. Now, as some of you may know, there are a few different variants of the Scarecrow Ghostface. They had this version, which is a hard plastic mask that has burlap covering it, and this is real burlap. It's just kind of glued all over the mask. And then we've got, obviously, the full burlap shroud. Then they have the one that has the full sculpted mask, that's sculpted burlap. And then you have the ones with the sculpted mask that have the weird, like, printed fabric. It looks like burlap, but it's just a printed fabric. And the construction of the shroud is more like a collector's edition mask. I have owned all these different variants at different points in time, and this is actually one of my old masks coming back to the collection. And this full original burlap version is pretty much the last style that I needed. I do have the collector's edition weird style with printed shroud, and I do have the sculpted burlap mask with a burlap shroud. However, as you can see, it is a child-size mask, so I do need an adult-size one of those, but this is still a harder version to find. They didn't make a whole lot of these, I'm guessing just because they weren't very popular. And they may have been more expensive because I'm guessing it was harder to construct these with the hard plastic mask, and it's really weird. This one actually has a spot over here where the burlap isn't glued. I also think these would have benefited from them airbrushing the inside of the eyes with black. At least it would look a little bit better. Or just trimming it a little bit more maybe, because I have seen some versions where the burlap is so much in the eyes that I can't imagine it's very easy to see out of, and that might be another reason why they, discontinued this style. But overall, as you guys know, I do love the Scarecrow mask variant. I think it's very underappreciated. I don't know why this exists and we have not seen it in any form of Scream TV show, a movie, make an appearance somewhere, or obviously even in the Dead by Daylight game. I've said for a while that they need to add a Scarecrow Ghostface costume. It just seems super obvious. It would be another easy tie-in for them to sell the masks, to bring them back with a slightly different shroud or slightly different configuration of how they put the mask together and put a Dead by Daylight tag on it, and people like me are gonna go buy it. It seems like an obvious choice. I don't know why they haven't done it, but nonetheless, I'm happy to have at least one example of all the different Scarecrow masks they've made so far. Alright, next up we have a limited edition piece that I recently ordered myself. This is something I've been slacking on picking up. I needed to pick it up a while back. I'm surprised that they're still in stock. I'm really happy that they were. Here we have the semi-new, handmade by robots, glow-in-the-dark Ghostface vinyl figure. This is a GameStop exclusive, and these have been released, I think, for a couple of months now, but like I said, I've been slacking on picking one up. And at one point in time, this was going to be the last version I needed, I think. Well, there's also the green version. I don't have that yet. But yeah, that was going to be the last version I needed to have at least all the large-size handmade by robots Ghostface figures. But now they have released a Micros line and a Mini line, and I don't have any of those yet either, so I need to pick those up. Also, this is not a sponsored video, but if any of you out there are interested in picking up one of these or any of the other pieces in their line, well, this one in specific you have to get from GameStop, but the rest you can get from their website, and they have, obviously, non-Ghostface figures as well. If you want to pick up any of those, feel free to use my discount code on screen now. Yet again, this is not a sponsored video, but if any of you out there are going to pick them up, you may as well save a little bit on your order anyway. As for the packaging on these, this also does feature the image of the Sideshow Ghostface for some reason on it. I think that after they did this one, they removed that from the newer packaging for some of the newer products. But other than that, it's pretty normal. You actually do have some blood on this one. It does say limited edition, obviously glow in the dark. It says number 83, and if you want to see the box art, you've got some really cool glowing Ghostface. Alright, and for our last two pieces, we have some items that I've been waiting on for quite a while. These are pieces that I ordered back when they first went up for pre-order, I think sometime last year at this point. And just recently they started being received by Crypt Keepers, and I finally have received both of these items. It's been quite a wait, but I'm happy that I was able to get these at all. There are still people in other countries that don't even have their original shipment. So I'm just happy that we're able to at least have these, even though there's still been a huge fiasco with that order as well. So, first up we have the green fade in, fade out light effect mask. Check it out. Pretty interesting looking design, and we do have the large battery pack on a normal size header tag packaging here. Price on it says $19.99 on the back of it. It has a remove to play tab, and I noticed that it looks like the wire here comes disconnected for it to light up. I don't think I'm going to be pulling that pull tab and, plugging it in, just because I don't want to run down the battery or risk any kind of damage to it over the years for no reason. I'm never going to take this off and wear it. And as for the effect, I mean, it's pretty basic. It just lights up green and, gets brighter, dimmer, brighter. That's about it. However, I'm not super happy with the construction of this mask. Looking at the sculpt, it seems to be the same. I believe it is the same as the EL light up mask. However, obviously you don't have the holes in it for the light up pieces to go. Instead, they've cut out the mask. It's got this really, really weird like mesh piece on it. And there's a very, very large piece inside the mouth that has to be glued in. And due to that, we run into some issues because I'm assuming that they're using just hot glue to glue these in, because you can actually see like some big squiggly marks along the side of the face here, and this has to be like a factory defect. I thought possibly it had gotten like crinkled somehow, but it was packaged very well, so I don't think it was damaged due to Crypt Keepers. This seems like something that was factory damage, and looking along the inside you can see that that is indeed where they glued in this big light up piece. So yeah, for a cheap Halloween mask to wear for a fun night out, trick-or-treating for a kid, or just in general if you wanted to wear it out for some reason trick-or-treating, I guess it wouldn't be a terrible mask, but overall, not super, super fond of these. And unfortunately, I did have a little bit of an unfortunate circumstance with these. Luckily, I was able to order one of these from Crypt Keepers, but I also ordered, I think, the red one from, I'm drawing a blank on who I even got my 25th anniversary mask order from. But the people that I ordered that from, I also ordered one of the fade in and fade out red mouth masks, and I think I maybe mentioned it in that video that it wasn't included, so I thought they were sending it separate or something. I asked about it several times. I just kept getting, endless replies with no progress, and eventually they just refunded me. So they're not amazing masks, but they're not terrible by any means. And I think for anyone who has missed out, you are in luck, because I do believe they are returning this year at Spirit Halloween. It's the green mouth version, maybe the red one. I think the red one was more exclusive, but either way, if you can't get one there, maybe you can try Crypt Keepers and they might still have a few in stock if you're just a completionist or you just want a cool light up mask. And the next one is a bit of a disappointment. This is something that I already knew when ordering it was going to be a little bit disappointing. And yeah, let's just go ahead and take a look at it. Here we have the 25th movie anniversary Ghostface Icon of Halloween collector set. This is a interesting collector's item from Fun World. We have the classic Scream 4 image of Ghostface wielding the knife there, the Fun World logo, Ghostface Lives down here, net contents, one mask, one knife. This is the collector set. Side here, pretty much just the same text. Bottom, a lot of copyright text. Side here exactly the same, top exactly the same, not a whole lot of flair to the box. On the back, however, we have a story here. A 25-year celebration of Scream. This mask and knife set is a tribute to the 25th anniversary of the original Scream movie released in 1996. Over the past quarter century, many have perished on the big screen at the hands of the icon of Halloween, Ghostface. Has also made a killing at the box office, appearing in 8 major motion pictures with over $1.2 billion in box office receipts. With the plot and storyline under heavy guard, the 5th Scream motion picture is scheduled for release in January of 2022. This 25th anniversary collectible set would not be complete without showing appreciation to the fans worldwide. Your support and love for Ghostface does not go unnoticed. In addition, recognition is being given to the stars and crew in front and behind the cameras, as well as those responsible for bringing this anniversary edition to life. Most of all, the vision of Wes Craven helped to create and establish a new standard in the horror genre of the motion picture industry. I don't know why I said genre. This special anniversary edition is dedicated to all those involved and responsible for Scream, released on December 20th, 1996. Happy anniversary, Ghostface Lives. It is a bit disappointing to look at this and see that they were intending to try and use this product to promote the next movie as well, and these ended up coming out long after the movie ended up coming out, and You know, like I said, some countries still don't even have them, so you know, that's something beyond Fun World's control, but that kind of takes the wind out of the sails for what it is as well, a little bit. And then we have the As Seen in Scream classic block down there. So there's a good look at the back. Now, guys, this is about to sound really negative, but I just want to be honest with you about my thoughts and opinions on this product. So inside, we have the 25th anniversary Ghostface mask, and we have this knife. So here's my problem. This is a really nice, fancy box to put all this stuff in, but in reality, it feels like you're just buying the cardboard. Because the masks are being sold tagged as is. Whatever, no big deal. These knives in particular are the most undesirable knives that Fun World has ever produced. They've made the large, classic, like big, goofy Buck 120 knives back in the day that everybody's familiar with, and the glow-in-the-dark versions, gray, you know, the bleeding version, obviously the most classic probably. They actually did do orange and purple variants as well, but the point is, those are pretty decent. They were well loved. Then they came out with these. The knife in the box here is like a weird, short hook blade attempt at, I guess, a Buck 120. It doesn't even really look similar. Most people don't like that knife. Whenever it was being used for products, people didn't really care for it. It's on the animated door plaque that stabs. You guys have seen that here. It's actually been used on this animatronic. He's holding one right here. Many people don't like the shape of that knife, myself included. After this, they then did what we all know now is the Chrome Buck 120 Fun World replica. It looks the closest to an actual Buck 120. They're amazing products. Everybody loves those knives. Those knives were being released in the same year as this. This is supposed to be the collector set. Big, yellow caution tape across the front collector set. Collectors would want the nicer quality product. That knife looks closer to the original Buck 120. 25th anniversary masks, I mean, those are a hit and a miss. From what I've seen, all the ones in the collector sets do have the blue dot problem, unfortunately. Mine included. I can see several blue dots on it. There are some flaws in the mask as well from how it was cast, but I mean, that's to be expected, I guess. And I'm not even going to take it out of here because there's no point. I would rather leave it sealed as a collector's product than take it out and be disappointed by the mask and be disappointed by the knife. But I just can't understand why this is being released as the collector set, this big, nice, boxed piece, thanking the fans, talking about, we appreciate the fans, and they wouldn't even put the higher quality knife that's being released in the same year in this. Or, why don't you add the knife and the 25th anniversary voice changer with the mask in this boxed set? That would have been a cool collector set, but you can get a mask, the chrome knife, and the 25th anniversary voice changer in the Slayer kit. And that's just like dangling off a cardboard. It's like the old mask and knife sets. I don't understand why they're doing this. It seems like some very odd choices with how they put these together. And to me, it almost just reads as an attempt to try and get rid of the stock of these knives by selling it with this because they know people like myself are going to buy it anyway. Whenever I saw this product initially shown, I was already kind of bummed out by the inclusion of this knife. And then that was before we even had the problems with the 25th anniversary masks. So this is nothing against Crypt Keepers. They are at least interesting pieces. If you're going to take something and go get it signed by a bunch of actors because it does have the packaging or whatever, if you want to get them to sign and cover up where that knife is, that would be appropriate. But other than that, if you're a completionist, grab this thing. Otherwise, I realistically can't really recommend it as a collector set. It's a little bit disappointing in my eyes. But, you know, I guess we'll see what we get going forward. But yeah, I think that about does it for today's video, guys. Not a whole lot of pieces, but we did get, finally, the rest of the order from Crypt Keepers, another Handmade by Robots Ghostface, and finally, the classic burlap Ghostface back in the collection. So I've got at least one example of each of those. Not too bad of a haul, and I hate to go out on a sour note kind of with the collector's edition set, but I would be interested in hearing your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you guys think? Am I being too harsh? Is this more reasonable? To me, it just seems like a very simple thing to do, but I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Love you all. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.